Imagine looking up at a clear sky, only to see frogs plummeting around you, or fish splattering against the pavement. It sounds like a scene from a fantasy novel, but reports of animals raining from the sky have appeared in historical records and modern news around the world. From tiny frogs and fish to more unusual creatures like worms and even spiders, these bizarre events defy our usual understanding of weather. We'll delve into documented incidents, scientific explanations, local legends, and the lingering mysteries surrounding the strange phenomenon known as animal rain. Stories of animals falling from the heavens date back centuries. Greek historian Pliny the Elder, writing in the 1st century AD, described showers of fish occurring near the coast of Liguria. Medieval European chronicles mention rains of frogs and toads so heavy that roads became slippery hazards. One 16th century Italian account tells of frogs raining for hours, leaving streets carpeted in amphibians. These early tales blurred the lines between myth and reality. Some villagers saw them as divine omens, warnings of plague, war, or divine displeasure. Others believed they signified fertility, as the abundance of life falling from the sky blessed the land below. Although lacking meteorological understanding, these communities recorded the events meticulously, providing valuable anecdotal evidence for later investigation. Stories of animals falling from the heavens date back centuries. Greek historian Pliny the Elder, writing in the 1st century AD, described showers of fish occurring near the coast of Liguria. Medieval European chronicles mention rains of frogs and toads so heavy that roads became slippery hazards. One 16th century Italian account tells of frogs raining for hours, leaving streets carpeted in amphibians. These early tales blurred the lines between myth and reality. Some villagers saw them as divine omens, warnings of plague, war, or divine displeasure. Others believed they signified fertility, as the abundance of life falling from the sky blessed the land below. Although lacking meteorological understanding, these communities recorded the events meticulously, providing valuable anecdotal evidence for later investigation. The prevailing scientific theory attributes animal rain to powerful weather phenomena, most commonly tornadoes or waterspouts. These vortexes can suck up small creatures from lakes, rivers, or coastal waters, lifting them hundreds of meters into the sky before dropping them miles away when the storm dissipates. Waterspouts over oceans routinely gather fish and other marine life. Tornadoes traversing marshlands or riverbanks can pick up frogs or toads. Laboratory simulations and field observations have confirmed that vortex winds exceeding 60 miles per hour can lift objects as heavy as small fish or frogs. When the storm weakens, the animals fall back to the ground, often stunned or deceased. However, not every case aligns neatly with this mechanism. Some reports occur without any recorded storm powerful enough to generate a vortex. In a few instances, animals fall during otherwise calm weather, suggesting alternative explanations, perhaps localized updrafts or unique thermal currents that have yet to be fully studied. In many regions, animal rain has woven itself into local folklore. In Oro, Honduras, the annual fish rain is celebrated with a week-long festival featuring music, dancing, and fish-themed decorations. Locals attribute the phenomenon to a 19th-century Catholic priest who miraculously invoked fish to feed starving villagers. To this day, residents gather on festival days to catch and cook the fish, treating it as both a delicacy and a divine gift. In parts of India, reports of frogs raining during monsoon season have led to cautionary tales warning children to stay indoors during the first heavy rains. Elderly villagers tell stories of storms that heralded the arrival of river frogs, seen as harbingers of good rice yields if collected and released back into paddy fields. Meanwhile, the Inuit of Alaska speak of snow birds, small rodents said to fall with the first snowflake, ensuring that foxes and owls have abundant prey during the harsh winter months. Though these stories are not scientifically documented, they reflect humanity's enduring need to explain and ritualize natural mysteries. Perhaps the most famous modern example is the rain of fish in Oro. Occurring intermittently from May through July, the phenomenon begins with heavy rain and wind gusts. When the storm ends, residents find dozens of small, live fish, typically slender, silver-colored species, scattered across fields and roads. Researchers have documented the timing and frequency of these events over 30 years. Meteorological data confirm that while thunderstorms are present, no severe waterspout or tornadoes were detected in the nearby Atlantic. This inconsistency led to alternative hypotheses: underground rivers bursting to the surface due to seismic activity, or fish migrating through subterranean limestone channels connected to the ocean. Geologists drilled core samples near the collection sites, discovering porous limestone karst formations capable of channeling water, and possibly small fish, from distant sources. While intriguing, this theory requires further hydrological mapping and could explain only some instances, not all. Animals surviving their aerial journeys face immense challenges. Some fish are tossed only a few dozen meters and remain alive, while those carried kilometers high in violent winds often perish upon landing. Frogs and worms may survive if the fall is cushioned by vegetation or soft soil. Studies of fish recovered after Euro rains found that up to 60% were still alive several hours later. Locals quickly transport them to ponds or rivers, where many recover fully. Biennial population surveys of the local creek systems show no marked decline, suggesting that the periodic harvesting and release balance out naturally. However, repeated events could impose stress on ecosystems if non-native species are introduced. In a 2018 incident in Spain, a rare tropical fish appeared after a storm, raising concerns about potential invasive species establishing themselves in local waterways. Authorities removed the fish and treated surrounding waters, but it highlighted the ecological risks of unexpected animal introductions. Despite advancing meteorology and ecology, animal rain retains its air of mystery. Why do some storms with apparent vortex conditions fail to produce animal showers, while others without clear tornado signatures do? Could micro-tornadoes, too small for detection, explain isolated cases? Or might human activities, such as intensive irrigation systems, create localized updrafts capable of lifting small creatures? Advanced Doppler radar and drone studies over wetlands and coastal areas may soon shed light on these questions. Tracking devices attached to larger species have successfully mapped animal trajectories after storms, offering the first data on vertical wind speeds in situ. But until meteorologists and biologists collaborate more closely, many events will remain anecdotal curiosities. Animal rain is one of nature's most astonishing spectacles, a dramatic reminder that our planet's systems can behave in unpredictable ways. Whether lifted by tornadoes, channeled through hidden waterways, or carried by mysterious thermal currents, frogs, fish, worms, and more occasionally descend upon unsuspecting communities, blurring the boundary between weather and wildlife. These extraordinary events inspire wonder, folkloric traditions, and rigorous scientific inquiry. They challenge us to look beyond conventional explanations and to explore the subtle interactions between atmosphere, geology, and biology. As technology improves, we may finally unravel the full story behind animal rain, but until then, the sight of creatures falling from a clear sky will continue to captivate the human imagination.